I'm Calvin.
Hi, I'm Rowan. This is the second episode of In the
Zone.
Today we'll be talking about One for the Angels, the second episode. Before we start, I want to say, last week, we're talking about how Earl Holliman is still alive. Well, I found his website. He has his address where you can send him like letters. He lives in like Encino, California.
Woo! I thought you were gonna say LA because a lot of people live in LA.
Yes.
That like famous people.
Oh, also, if you want to watch this before we spoil it, you can find it on IMDb, Hulu, or Netflix. So, good job. All right. So the episode starts out with some robot toys.
Oh, and the intro. The intro is different than the first one. Did they like all? I think they sometimes make the Twilight Zone intros. I thought the intros were different by season, but is that like?
What do you mean? Like the
intro?
Like
yeah.
not the monologue,
like
but the actual.
The monologue.
Yeah. The monologue.
Like where it's like after it shows the text and like what you know like in the like. Like, you know how in the first episode, like, it's in man's pit of fear, like, it's different in the second one.
Yeah, there's a different intro for each episode to fit it, you
There's
know?
a different intro for each episode.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if, like, One for Nightmare 20,000 Feet was in a different episode.
I suck at imitating you. Okay.
Great. So it starts out with a guy on the street selling some wind-up robot toys. And there's like everyone is walking past him. He's doing very badly. And they talk about how he's a pitchman and, like, I guess all the time. I don't know what this is. I had never heard of a pitchman before. Like, so people would just go out and say, like, here, buy this thread straight from the...
You're spoiling it. That's the end. It doesn't matter.
No, well, I would... Alright, whatever. But there's one guy standing there making notes. And I love how the music is all cheerful, but then all of a sudden it's like, and he will be stopped by Mr. Death.
The guy is like, what that look on his face? It's just creepy. It's just like, I meant to say weird, but I spelled weird wrong. So yeah.
I love how it's just like the mood changes, and that's I love it. And that happens later in this episode, and I'll get to that. Oh yeah, and he looks right at the camera, which is a little unsettling.
I remember I took those ones like Louis Shea book.
First, I made the note that says "nice looking pillars," because there's some really nice looking pillars he's in front of. Oh yeah, so then he goes to the stairs and he's talking to some kids, and one of them just has a terrible haircut. That's like, he goes up to his apartment, and Death is like sitting right there.
Oh, and this is what I was gonna add. And he's like, Louis Shea Bookman, when is your departure? And he takes notes like,
he knows everything.
Like the date is July 19th. And he says his age and everything about it. It's just kind of creepy.
Well, yeah, that's his job. So I thought it was hilarious that when he walks in, he sees a guy sitting in his apartment, and he's totally cool. He goes like, would you like some thread? And then Maggie, the little girl, comes in, and she's like, can you fix my toy? And he fixes it, and he's like, why don't you say hi to the gentleman? She's like, what gentleman? Oh, it's a game. Hi, invisible man. And she leaves, and he's like, why can't she see you? And Mr. Death's like, it's not time for her departure yet. And he's like, what? Oh, I noticed there's no glass breaking in this episode.
Oh yeah, but there was sweat.
There was sweat. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and so Death explains, oh my gosh, this scene is so long.
He explains that he has all his clothes on like this one thing on the door, Mr. Bookman, and it's just a side note.
Oh yeah, and he like kills a flower, which is kind of cool.
He's just like,
and that's what
stroke.
Yeah.
And then it's just like.
Oh, at this point, I made the note that Lou Bookman is not a good actor. I was just thinking, he is not that good. He's like, what do you mean?
Who's?
It's like a silent movie.
And he really doesn't want to go. Like,
And he's like, that's what they
And he tries to run away, and the guy keeps appearing on the stairs and disappearing.
And then he says that there are 3 categories of things that would keep you from like.
Oh, did you count the amount of fat on his chin? There's like 5 like.
I did not make that note. There's like 1, but it's a big one.
No, there's like 5.
Wow, I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
This is why you come to In the Zone for our intellectual analysis on the layers of fat inversions. So the 3 categories are like if your family or friends need you.
Oh yeah,
but he's super lonely.
I took notes of
the
that.
second one is
I gotta find it.
it's if you're on the verge of making a huge scientific discovery.
No, unfinished.
The third one is
unfinished business.
And he's like making up all these. I've never flown in an airplane. Oh my gosh, that was a really good.
I've never gone. Oh, this is the part I'm getting. Zoo RV.
Zulu war dance. That was another thing.
What country's that?
I don't know. I know Zulu is a language.
Oh yeah, like in that song we sang in music class, Zulu Warrior. Like last
I don't
year,
remember
that weird song that we sang in Miss Noble's class.
I don't remember that at all.
Can't hold him down, you Zulu
Whoa,
Warrior.
whoa! And then Mr. Death is like, that doesn't count. You're not important. And then he's like, Blue Bookman is just like, he's like, fine. So annoying. And so he's like, you're gonna need a real thing. Oh, and he's teleporting everywhere just for fun. So that really proves that he's dead. Oh my gosh, and I hate it. Well, he says, oh, I have a real one. I've always wanted to make the greatest pitch of all, one for the angels. And I hate it when they say the name of the title in the episode. They did that last episode too, where it goes, where is everybody? It's just so
Yeah, but you
corny.
imitated that last time. You're like, where is everybody?
It doesn't mean it was dumb. Well, that time it was kind of cool. This time it was really unnecessary.
It was in the zone.
Like, there's
I just said the title. I just said the title.
And I was just thinking, if I was in that situation, I was like, well, I've never finished watching every episode of like Meet the Press or something, or like I've never seen every episode of The Simpsons, so it would just take me a really long time, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I have seen every episode of The Twilight Zone. Alright. Oh, and I also wrote, this is one long scene. It is a very long scene. This episode isn't as bad as I remembered it, though. But this kind of drags it out. I was thinking, like, he touches a flower and kills it. Couldn't he just touch him there and kill him without having to explain anything? Well, I guess he'd need to know if he was going to make a breakthrough. But he doesn't seem like the type of guy who would. So then he's like, I am taking advantage of you. Then he closes the door.
Yeah,
but then he comes back in the room. And he's
voice,
like, yeah, then he's like, for real? Come on. He's really in the room. And then there's a lot of teleporting out of stairs.
And then he ends up making the girl die. And we'll get hit. Die.
So then he's like, well, I guess you will make this pitch. But in the meantime, I have to kill someone else. And Edwin's like, fine. Lou. He's played by Edwin. And so then the little girl gets hit, and I love it. No, well, not because a little girl gets hit by a car, but because it's just so like happy and moved. And he's like, whoa. But then all of a sudden, this little girl gets hit by a car, and it's like, ah! I love it. And then, and the coolest part is when she's like, who's that? And she can see death too. I thought that was a really cool touch. And then, Lou is talking to Death, and he's like, come on, man, just take me instead. It's really, like, half-hearted. It's not, please take me instead, which would have been better. He's just like, no.
Oh, and then he ends up scheduling the appointment for midnight, and then he makes the pitch.
Whoa.
He's like, whoa. And that's when he makes him like cry and like sweat. That's when he makes him sweat. And it's not like to fill up an ocean like the last episode.
Ooh,
but it's just like down here, so it's not.
I think it's more than last episode.
What?
Oh, and I also wrote Maggie's also a bad actor.
What?
She's like, Lou. She's not a good actor. Death is a fine actor, I guess. Whatever. He's alright. So then
That kind of reminds me of Rod Serling.
A little.
That's who I thought he was when I first saw him.
So then the doctor is out. So Lou is outside the hospital with his pitch stuff for some reason. Then the doctor's there and he's like, well, I don't know. So then he leaves and he's like, by midnight we'll be able to know. Which is what they say in Praise of Pip, another episode. And so then Death is there and he's like, I gotta go in there at midnight. And then Lou is like, I'm gonna make a pitch to not you, just people who might come by. So this part is very predictable.
He ends up making it to Death.
Yeah. Because Death is so enthralled, and this pitch is really bad. He is just not. It is not a good pitch.
It's like the
said.
It's the ancient times.
It's pretty bad. And it's all just lies. It's like, this came from a crow's mouth in Egypt. It is clearly just lies. And then he's like, look at this thread. Look at this thread. And he goes,
stronger than steel.
And then he goes, give me all you have. It is just, and then I made a note, wow, this episode is taking a bad turn. Because I thought it was pretty good at the beginning, but now it is just not believable anymore.
But then, yeah, it's hard to, this is like the first episode.
Ooh, and I made
where death, like, the people like death actually get convinced of something. Like, this is the first my first episode I've seen
and
where it's
probably
like that.
the only, I think, if I remember. Oh, and then I also wrote the note, Lou is also quite sweaty. And then he says that he would be like a servant for him.
Well, long story short, she ends up not dying.
Yeah. Because at midnight, he's still giving him the pig, and Death is so enthralled that he forgets his appointment. So then he's like, you got me. And so he decides to be like his servant.
Then he dies.
Oh yeah, then take him and he turns out he's in heaven. When he is when they're leaving, there's some good music. It sounds really good, and I don't remember it in any other episode. It's like, it's very nice.
No, oh yeah. So like, do you think Mr. Death should have stopped the guy from taking advantage, or do you think Booker should have it was good that he did what he did? Like, you decide.
He clearly just made that up.
Yeah, whose side are you on? I wrote it down to remind myself.
So I thought the acting was pretty bad. The plot was a little weird.
I give it 3 out of 5 stars, so basically 6 out of 10.
6. All right, 6 out of 10. I was thinking like around there, maybe 6, maybe 6.5. Ooh, I don't know. Let me think for a little, cause there are some really nice parts, but there are some parts that just are not believable.
That aren't in the zone.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm going to give it a 6.
Cool. Wow. This has been In the Zone.
Wait. My name is Daryl F.
What?
You have an appointment tonight at midnight.
I do? Wait.
Yes.
It's midnight!
In the Zone. Next week we'll be talking about Mr. Denton on Doomsday. Oh my gosh. He's really dead. He's really dead!